Boom, 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 boom. Long time no see, everyone. We are into what we could consider the new daily live stream here called the Daily Grind. And essentially, you might be asking yourself why, just like I was for myself. The main thing here is we are garage floor coating, deck restoration, and house washing business here in the Midwest, and we booked basically $1 million of work last year, 1.02 million. And I was thinking, wow, I'm kind of bored. We need to do more. Uh, you might see onto the channel, I had done this before last year, and the main thing that I was doing with that recap was kind of forced onto my side. I was like, okay, input in, output out, input in, output out. You keep growing, keep doing more. And I really was not that connected to it. I kind of really didn't care. Even what I'm doing here is not really to flex. The main thing is essentially to have accountability for myself, because if I have to go live every day and I show up and I have booked $0 worth of work, it's gonna be pretty lame in my opinion here. So basically, what we're gonna be doing here every day is the general format will be: what did I do today? How much work did I book? One cool little lesson or something that I've gotten from the cohort community. And then as well, any of the live comments that you guys hear drop into the live stream. And as well, if you're watching the recording here, feel free to drop questions as well. Everything is on board. So you can ask any kind of question. You can ask marketing, sales, operation, hiring. I would say that last year I was really not that good at the hiring aspect of things, but I have actually become pretty proficient inside of it. And that was basically the only weakness that I had before. Always really good at marketing, always really good at selling, really good at product, kind of making sure that you're essentially staying profitable onto the jobs that you're doing. Sometimes you bid low, but the goal is to obviously do that the least amount as possible. And as well too, here is just the numbers that we've already done into the business, kind of tying it all in. In January alone, already booked 120K practically of work. Just sent a text message out today to 300 customers, and I have $22,000 worth of pending jobs to be scheduled. I have not ran any ads this year whatsoever. And if I was to extrapolate out basically $140,000 of work times that by 12, I would be at a 1.7 million velocity if the velocity is the same as it is in January. And this year, where we are at, and I'm sure everybody else is experiencing this, it is beyond freezing cold out. It is at the high 20 degrees, at the low -10, and even worse with the wind chill basically every day of the week. And I have still been able to book this. Now, given this is our 7th year, I've built up relationships, I've done crazy things, but this has kind of just fallen into my lap in this month alone from all the work before, not even going that hard. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of disappointing, man. You could really do a lot. So then I started making these videos here so that I don't show up as a loser. And that's hopefully what will occur is on the daily, you'll be seeing some crazy numbers. The goal is 5 million this year. I did the goal for 3 million last year and I did not hit it whatsoever. And I think that to me, for how I operate, that is one of the cruxes of it. I don't really need more money. I already did well enough. I grew up very poor. So to even be here where I am today, pretty crazy. To think that I have a $1.7 million business velocity if I basically just sit on my hands, given that this is January, pretty wild. I also have hundreds of open estimates. There's a special event that we'll be doing in February that really will knock the socks off of a lot of things. And from this job that I have booked here today, 8,539 from a referral, they are building 300 spec houses. So yeah, that basically would already put us to 2.7 given these 300 houses. And as well, they want us to do a 10,000 square foot grind, stain, and seal or stain and polish. So we're at basically 2.75 if I don't do anything. I have to do his two spec houses very well, but we gave him great pricing. He's a GC. He'll make great money onto these houses, probably even more than we do when you take it into account for the profit margin by doing literally nothing. So knock it out of the ballpark for them. Should be pretty easy onto their side. Now, usually we won't be doing much of this kind of stuff on the daily. We'll just jump straight into the numbers as you see here and then go into the top idea for the day and then the live comments if you guys happen to have any whatsoever, which I can't see anything and I'm not even sure if I'm live at the moment, but we'll finish this one off today to start it off. So for today, the lead source of the day was referrals. We had completed a large kind of storage facility for somebody. Then that person had their essentially secretary reach out to us. The job started off just being some small bathrooms for this area, not like house bathrooms, but kind of commercial place. When I'm making these videos as well, I'm going to leak a little bit, but I'm not going to leak everything because, to be honest, it's kind of stupid that I even make these videos at all, which is why I stopped doing it last year, but I kind of don't care. I don't care, but I do care a little bit about leaking some things because that's pretty wild to do that many houses. So essentially, they have a couple bathrooms, and I started talking with the GC. The GC is like, "Hey, can you do these garages that we have? These are going to be our spec homes, so that when people go and buy the new houses, they will be able to see what we have done here." We talked over the phone. I made sure that and did the calculations in my mind. Okay, well, if they give us 300 houses, I don't have any marketing costs on that. That is literally that's quite literally one crew entirely booked out when you think about it. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty wild. If it all comes to fruition, never bet the house on things until they do come to fruition. It's another kind of thing that's important. But in that case, pretty awesome. As well, we have a $3,000 garage floor coating that got booked through a text message. This is a lead that had been out for quite some time. While we're here, and since I've already sent the message, never done these live streams here, so I just want to make sure that I don't burn myself here. But this is the text message that I sent out to all of our contacts, just saying Jack from our company. We just started booking for spring and we're already full until March 19th. And with these 12 estimates that I have here, plus the jobs that I have just now booked, we're already basically at late March. And some of these pending jobs here really need to get themselves into gear if they want to have their jobs completed before April, which is what they told me. So we're essentially booked out until April now at this moment. Main schema here is, hey, this is me from company, so that I remind them. I put their name at the front, obviously. I put it not on this. Hey, Jeremy, Jack here from Loud Bros. If you or someone you know have been thinking about garage/basement floor coatings, deck restoration and sealing, house washing, reply here and I'll make sure you're first for spring. Main part of this is, honestly, we are not usually this booked out. Pretty wild to already be booked out until April. So I wanted to make the most of it onto our side, but also want to always have our customers in mind. Many customers are getting tax refunds. Many people have, like I said, have hundreds of open estimates at the moment where thankfully our price has not really been affected on material costs since we keep buying more and more over here. So with that said, I can honor a lot of the old estimate pricing that I have for people where everybody else in their mind is saying, oh, price has probably gone up, price has probably gone up. I could have even included that into here, but I'm going to be personally calling all of our customers as well too, since we're kind of hanging out in this area. And thankfully as well too, my guys are awesome that we work with and they can handle their own. So we have booked $12,218 today for the 29th. Off of that, let me see here to see if there is any comments. There might be. I have no idea what I'm doing here today, but the top idea for today is that goals are cool, but without a plan, it can become a fantasy and not materialize into real life. So, even though I've booked 140K right now, technically, if I'm going to hit 5 million this year, doing the quick math onto that, you have 5 million right here, you have 12 months in the year, and every day has 30 days. There's 4 weeks into a month. So essentially, I need to be booking $104,116 per week. We're almost at the end of January. I'll have a little bit of grace. I don't give myself too much grace, but realistically, I should already be at about $400,000 worth of work booked, and I am only at 140. After these estimates set for this month, I should be probably between 150 to 160, which again, you extrapolate 160 plus the 22 I don't have scheduled currently, times that by 12. We're already over 2 mil on the year. Pretty awesome. But if you're going to make a goal for yourself, it's important to try to break it down, because what happens is I set a 5 mil goal, and then we get to mid-year and I only have $1 million worth of work booked, then it's not going to be that cool, is it? And they were like, well, I have 1 million booked. I really wanted to do 5. And then that kind of messes with the head, because you're like, dang, I could have hit the goals, but I didn't hit the goals. And you're like, maybe I'll temper my expectations and bring it down to, no, we did 1 mil in half the year. Maybe we'll do it to 2 mil. And sure, we did 1 mil last year, but 2 mil, oh, that's a double. That's pretty cool. And then you justify it inside of your head. So if you're going to have goals, set them concrete, make sure that you're working to those goals. Yesterday was basically the first active day where I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to motivate myself to do these things? Because again, money is cool. When you're doing the numbers at the margin that we're at, I grew up very poor, so money, it was an object to get to, but then you need some kind of better driving force to continue on into the future. And that's about it for today for everyone. I literally don't know if there's any comments. It doesn't seem like there is. So we will peace out. As always, there is a free and paid group into the description here for any kind of floor coders. This is where I'm going to be dropping literally the best free content in this free group for marketing, sales, operations that you have ever seen by anybody for even more than they charge. I just ask that there's no dealers, because this isn't supposed to be like one of those Facebook groups where everybody's like, whoa, what's the best poly Spartak? What's the best da 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 da? And then they're like, oh, my brand, my brand, my brand. No dummies, meaning it, like in the free group, please watch the videos beforehand, because it's like that's important to then be able to have great conversations, because this is a community for people to become better, so that we can share ideas with each other, so that we can become even better. For instance, I can either make better videos, I can extrapolate onto today's ideas. If anybody's ever into the comments, who knows what's going to happen here, but then I can ping pong between people to create better content over time. And as well, no intentional losers. So if you're like, dang, my business kind of sucks, I'm not doing as good as this guy, and also there's many more people that are doing way better than me, so don't be, don't think like that. But if you're like, dang, it's not really there yet, the free group goal here is to be able to help you get to where you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, I'm doing pretty well onto myself. And as well too, these videos will likely be at 6 p.m. every day. Today's video was a little bit later because I sent 3,000 text messages, and I'm already missing all these texts from customers as well. And that is it. See y'all soon. Peace.